Have you ever found it harder to get up from your favorite chair? Or noticed your legs don't feel quite as steady as they used to? If so, you're not alone. Weakening legs are one of the most common complaints among seniors, and they can steal your freedom, independence, and confidence. But here's the good news. Your diet may hold the key to turning that around. In this video, we're diving into 5 scientifically backed foods that can help strengthen aging legs, improve balance, and keep you moving with confidence. These aren't miracle pills or trendy supplements, just real food, with real results. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to add to your plate to help rebuild the strength and stability in your legs. Why leg weakness happens as we age, and why it's dangerous. As we age, many people assume that feeling weak in the legs is just part of getting older. But the truth is, leg weakness is more than just an annoyance, it's a red flag. And understanding why it happens is the first step to reversing it. The decline in leg strength with age is usually caused by a condition called sarcopenia, which is the gradual loss of muscle mass that starts as early as our 30s and speeds up after 60. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that seniors lose about 3 to 8% of their muscle mass each decade, and most of that loss happens in the lower body. When leg muscles shrink and weaken, it impacts balance, mobility, and reaction time. That's why weak legs are one of the strongest predictors of falls that can lead to hospitalization, long-term disability, or worse. But it's not just muscle mass we lose. Older adults also experience reduced nerve signaling to muscles, slower protein synthesis, and more inflammation in their joints. Add to that the likelihood of vitamin deficiencies, like vitamin D or B12, which are critical for muscle function, and it's easy to see how even simple movements like standing up or walking across a room become difficult. Hormonal changes also play a major role. As estrogen and testosterone levels decline, the body struggles to maintain lean muscle, especially in areas like the thighs and calves. The result? A gradual shift from strength to frailty. Another major factor is inactivity. With retirement, injuries, or chronic pain, many seniors become more sedentary than they realize. And here's the catch: the less you use your legs, the faster they weaken. It becomes a vicious cycle. Your legs feel tired, so you move less, which causes even more weakness and stiffness. According to the CDC, nearly 28% of adults over 65 report difficulty walking, and much of this can be traced back to avoidable muscle loss. But there's an empowering truth buried in that statistic. Most of this decline is preventable and, in many cases, reversible. That's where nutrition enters the picture. While physical activity is essential, your muscles can't rebuild without the right fuel. If your body is low on protein, essential fatty acids, antioxidants, and muscle-repairing nutrients like magnesium or potassium, it can't recover from daily strain. Think of it this way. Your legs are like a house being worn down by time and weather. Exercise is the construction crew, but food is the building material. Without both, no progress can be made. Poor circulation is another underappreciated factor. With age, arteries can stiffen, and blood flow to the legs can decrease. This means fewer nutrients and less oxygen are delivered to the leg muscles, making them feel heavy, tired, or prone to cramping. It also means waste products like lactic acid aren't cleared efficiently, which can cause lingering soreness. And for seniors with diabetes, this issue is even more pronounced, as nerve damage and poor vascular health make the legs especially vulnerable. There's also the silent impact of chronic inflammation. Many seniors deal with low-grade inflammation from poor diet, stress, or hidden infections. This inflammation can damage muscle cells, interfere with recovery, and cause joints to swell, making it harder to move freely. When inflammation settles into the knees, hips, or ankles, the surrounding muscles naturally weaken due to disuse or discomfort. It's not a stretch to say that reducing inflammation is just as important as building strength. Lastly, one of the most dangerous things about leg weakness is how it steals independence. It may start with a little wobble or the need to lean on a cane. But over time, weak legs can make it harder to cook, clean, go shopping, or enjoy time outdoors. This can lead to isolation, depression, and even faster cognitive decline. In fact, studies have shown a direct link between walking speed and brain health in seniors, Those who walk slower tend to have a higher risk of memory loss and dementia. But here's the bright side. You're not powerless. There are targeted, effective ways to fight back, and it starts with knowing exactly what your body needs. In the next sections, we'll cover the 5 most powerful foods you can start eating today to nourish your leg muscles, support circulation, reduce inflammation, and restore the strength you thought was gone for good. Let's begin your journey to stronger, more reliable legs, one bite at a time. The number 1 muscle-building food seniors must eat for stronger legs. When it comes to restoring leg strength, no single food is more powerful or more overlooked than eggs. Yes, simple, humble eggs. Packed with high-quality protein, essential amino acids, and muscle-repairing nutrients, eggs are one of the most complete foods on the planet for seniors battling muscle loss. Unlike protein from many plant sources, egg protein is highly bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it efficiently to rebuild and maintain lean muscle. Just 1 large egg contains about 6 grams of protein and all 9 essential amino acids, including leucine, which plays a critical role in muscle protein synthesis. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that leucine-rich foods like eggs can significantly stimulate muscle growth in older adults, even without heavy exercise. But the power of eggs goes far beyond protein. Inside that little shell is a powerhouse of leg-strengthening nutrients. For instance, eggs are rich in vitamin D, a nutrient most seniors are deficient in, which directly impacts muscle function and leg strength. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium and magnesium, which are both essential for strong muscle contractions and maintaining balance. Without adequate levels, seniors are more likely to experience muscle weakness, unsteadiness, and falls. In fact, a study conducted in the Netherlands found that seniors with higher vitamin D intake performed significantly better in lower body strength tests compared to those with deficiencies. Eggs also contain choline, a nutrient critical for neuromuscular signaling. When your brain sends a message to your leg to move, it relies on acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter made from choline, to carry that signal. A shortage of choline can impair this process, leading to slower movements, less coordination, and weaker legs. The yolk, often unfairly demonized in the past, is where most of these nutrients are concentrated. Seniors who discard the yolk in favor of just the whites miss out on nearly all the choline, vitamin D, and other crucial nutrients that support muscular health. Another lesser-known benefit of eggs is their role in preventing sarcopenia, the age-related muscle wasting we discussed earlier. A comprehensive study published in Clinical Interventions in Aging found that older adults who consumed higher amounts of dietary protein, particularly from animal sources like eggs, had significantly more leg strength and functional mobility than those who ate less. And the best part? You don't need to eat a dozen eggs a day. Even 1 or 2 eggs, especially when paired with light resistance training like squats or resistance band exercises, can kickstart muscle repair and regeneration. Some seniors worry about cholesterol, but recent research has turned that old myth on its head. The 2020 to 2025 dietary guidelines for Americans no longer place a limit on dietary cholesterol, and multiple studies have shown that eating eggs does not increase heart disease risk in healthy individuals. For most seniors, the benefits of including eggs far outweigh the risks. In fact, eggs also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that protect the eyes from macular degeneration, a bonus for anyone worried about both their legs and their vision. For seniors who have trouble chewing or digesting heavier meats like steak or pork, eggs offer a soft, easy-to-eat alternative that's also budget-friendly. Scrambled, boiled, poached, or turned into an omelette with vegetables, eggs are versatile and quick to prepare. And because of their mild flavor, they're also ideal for seniors with reduced appetite or changing taste preferences. A common issue with aging that often leads to undernutrition and, in turn, muscle weakening. But there's another reason eggs are so effective for leg strength: they encourage consistency. Unlike fancier or more expensive sources of protein, eggs are accessible. You don't need to visit a specialty store or follow a complex recipe. You can simply cook an egg in 5 minutes and know that you're feeding your body exactly what it needs to keep walking, standing, and climbing stairs with greater ease. And consistency is the key to long-term improvement. Eating the right food once won't rebuild your legs overnight, but making it a daily habit will steadily restore power and resilience. For maximum benefit, pair eggs with foods that complement their muscle-building powers. A breakfast of scrambled eggs and spinach delivers protein, iron, and magnesium, a winning combination for stronger legs. Or try a hard-boiled egg with a slice of whole-grain toast for a balanced snack that supports both energy and endurance. If you're struggling with appetite in the morning, even half an egg added to soup or mashed into avocado can make a difference. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every bite of the right food helps push back against weakness and moves you closer to the strength and freedom you deserve. In a world full of trendy superfoods and expensive supplements, it's easy to forget that sometimes the most powerful solution is already in your kitchen. Eggs are more than just breakfast, they're a muscle-rebuilding ally. And for seniors who want to keep walking tall, moving independently, and living fully, adding eggs to the daily menu might be one of the simplest and smartest decisions you can make. A surprising fruit that rebuilds damaged muscle fibers and prevents falls. When most people think about rebuilding muscle, they rarely think of fruit as part of the equation. But one fruit in particular is quietly making waves in the scientific community for its remarkable impact on muscle recovery, strength, and fall prevention in seniors: tart cherries. These small, ruby-red fruits, often found in juice or dried form, are packed with a group of compounds called anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation and repair muscle damage at a cellular level. What makes tart cherries so special is how they combine fast-acting relief with long-term muscle protection, making them an ideal ally for seniors who struggle with weak legs, soreness, or post-activity stiffness. Tart cherries work in several interconnected ways to improve leg health. First, they reduce oxidative stress, the internal rust that builds up over time from poor diet, pollution, and the aging process itself. Oxidative stress is one of the biggest enemies of healthy muscle tissue, especially in older adults, because it accelerates the breakdown of muscle fibers and impairs their ability to regenerate. But in a landmark study published in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports, researchers found that adults who consumed tart cherry juice twice a day experienced significantly less muscle soreness and faster recovery after exercise. This isn't just useful for athletes. Seniors doing light physical activity, or even just walking more, often experience delayed onset muscle soreness, which can discourage movement and create a harmful cycle of inactivity. Tart cherries help break that cycle. What's more, tart cherries have been shown to lower markers of inflammation, such as C-reactive protein, which are often elevated in seniors with chronic joint or muscle pain. By reducing these markers, cherries create a more supportive internal environment for muscle growth and repair. In fact, a study conducted at the University of Vermont revealed that individuals who consumed tart cherry juice after strenuous activity showed up to a 25% reduction in muscle strength loss compared to those who didn't, evidence that this simple fruit can help protect leg muscles from damage before it even happens. Beyond their anti-inflammatory effects, tart cherries also support better sleep, a surprising but crucial piece of the leg strength puzzle. Good sleep is when the body repairs muscles and restores tissue, but many seniors suffer from insomnia, light sleep, or frequent waking. Tart cherries naturally contain melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep-wake cycles. In a study published in the European Journal of Nutrition, older adults who drank tart cherry juice saw a significant improvement in sleep quality and duration. Better sleep means better muscle recovery, more energy the next day, and less fatigue in the legs when walking or climbing stairs. It's a virtuous cycle that begins with a good night's rest, and tart cherries help make that possible. And let's not forget about balance and fall prevention. One of the biggest reasons seniors fall is because of weak or delayed muscular response. When the muscles in your legs don't respond quickly enough to correct your posture or recover from a slip, the result can be devastating. Tart cherries may improve neuromuscular coordination by reducing inflammation in nerve pathways and supporting the repair of microtears in muscle fibers. Over time, this results in more responsive leg muscles and better postural control. It's not magic, it's biology, supported by nutrients that target the very systems responsible for movement and stability. In addition to anthocyanins, tart cherries are also a good source of potassium, a mineral critical for muscle contractions and hydration. Dehydrated muscles are more prone to cramps and weakness, especially in older adults. 1 cup of tart cherry juice provides nearly 330 milligrams of potassium, which helps maintain fluid balance in muscle cells and supports the electrical impulses that signal your legs to move. When potassium levels drop, even slightly, muscles become sluggish and less efficient. Regular intake of tart cherries helps maintain optimal electrolyte balance, reducing the likelihood of leg fatigue and nighttime cramps. Perhaps the best part is that tart cherries are easy to incorporate into any diet. Whether as a morning juice, a handful of dried cherries as a snack, or mixed into oatmeal or yogurt, they bring a sweet, slightly tart flavor that pairs well with many senior-friendly meals. For those managing blood sugar levels, it's important to look for unsweetened versions of the juice or choose dried cherries with no added sugar. A small daily dose, just 8 to 12 ounces of juice or a quarter cup of dried cherries, is often enough to deliver real benefits without overwhelming the diet. While many supplements and treatments promise improved mobility, tart cherries deliver it in the most natural way possible, through nourishment. They don't replace protein or strength training, but they supercharge the recovery process, making it easier for seniors to stay consistent with walking, stretching, or light resistance workouts. In the long run, that consistency leads to stronger, more reliable legs and far fewer risks of injury. Incorporating tart cherries into your daily routine isn't just about flavor. It's a decision to support your body's ability to move, balance, and recover, no matter your age. They're one of nature's most powerful allies in the fight against leg weakness, and every serving helps push back the tide of decline that many assume is inevitable. The truth is, aging doesn't mean surrendering strength, it just means choosing smarter ways to preserve and restore it. The best anti-inflammatory food to soothe achy, weak knees and hips. One of the most common causes of leg weakness in seniors isn't muscle loss, it's pain. Specifically, chronic inflammation in the knees, hips, and lower back can create a level of discomfort that makes everyday movement feel like a chore. And over time, that pain leads to avoidance, skipping walks, avoiding stairs, and saying no to activities that used to be second nature. But here's the truth that many people overlook: chronic joint pain doesn't just slow you down, it also accelerates muscle atrophy. When the joints hurt, the surrounding muscles aren't used as much, and they begin to waste away. Fortunately, one powerful anti-inflammatory food has shown remarkable benefits in reducing this kind of pain and helping seniors regain control of their movement: fatty fish, especially salmon, sardines, mackerel, and trout. Fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, which are among the most studied nutrients in the world when it comes to inflammation. These healthy fats work by blocking inflammatory molecules and cytokines that damage tissues and joints. Multiple clinical trials have demonstrated that people who consume omega-3s regularly experience less joint stiffness, reduced swelling, and improved mobility, especially in cases of osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. In a study published in the Annals of the Rheumatic Diseases, researchers found that patients who consumed at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week had a significantly lower risk of developing chronic joint disorders and experienced better joint function overall. For seniors with achy knees or stiff hips, this is a critical discovery. But omega-3s don't just calm inflammation, they also help preserve the integrity of joint cartilage, which is the cushiony tissue that allows joints to move smoothly. As we age, cartilage naturally begins to thin and break down, leading to painful bone-on-bone friction. EPA and DHA have been shown to slow this degeneration, acting like an internal lubricant that protects your joints during movement. This protection reduces pain and stiffness, making it easier to engage in the light physical activity that's crucial for maintaining leg strength. That's why fatty fish are such a game changer. They address both the pain that prevents movement and the cellular damage that causes further decline. Fatty fish are also a potent source of vitamin D and high-quality protein, both essential for bone and muscle health. Seniors with low vitamin D levels are more likely to suffer from muscle weakness, falls, and joint pain. Including fatty fish in the diet supports vitamin D status naturally. Just 1 3-ounce serving of salmon can provide over 70% of the recommended daily intake. And since many seniors have difficulty absorbing vitamin D from sunlight due to aging skin or limited sun exposure, food sources become all the more important. The protein content in fish further supports muscle repair and maintenance, especially in the quadriceps and hamstrings, which are vital for walking and standing. Another reason fatty fish are so beneficial is their impact on circulation. Healthy blood flow is essential for carrying oxygen and nutrients to leg muscles, but chronic inflammation and arterial stiffness can interfere with this process. Omega-3s help by improving endothelial function, the ability of blood vessels to relax and dilate properly. Improved blood flow means better delivery of healing nutrients to sore joints and tired muscles, speeding up recovery and improving endurance. Seniors who eat fatty fish regularly often report that their legs feel lighter, more responsive, and less prone to painful swelling. Some may wonder if taking a fish oil supplement is just as effective. While supplements can help, the research consistently shows that eating whole fish offers greater benefits. That's because fatty fish provide not just omega-3s, but also selenium, iodine, and coenzyme Q10, nutrients that work synergistically to reduce inflammation and enhance cellular energy. CoQ10, in particular, is crucial for mitochondrial function, which is how your cells produce the energy needed for leg movement. When energy production improves, so does endurance, allowing seniors to walk further and climb stairs with greater ease. It's also worth noting that seniors who include fatty fish in their diet tend to report better overall mood and mental clarity. That might sound unrelated, but it's deeply connected. Depression, anxiety, and cognitive fatigue are all associated with higher levels of systemic inflammation, which can affect motivation and perceived energy. When inflammation is reduced through diet, people often feel more capable and confident in their ability to move and stay active. This psychological shift can be just as important as the physical benefits, because it encourages the consistent movement needed to preserve leg strength over time. In terms of preparation, fatty fish are incredibly versatile. You can bake, grill, or poach them with minimal seasoning, making them easy to digest and quick to prepare. Canned versions like sardines or salmon are also excellent options for those on a budget or looking for convenience. Just be sure to choose varieties packed in water or olive oil, rather than heavily salted or flavored options. For those who don't enjoy the taste of fish, adding a squeeze of lemon or mixing it into a salad can help make it more palatable. And if chewing is an issue, soft fish like salmon can be mashed into a spread or blended into a soup. Ultimately, fatty fish are one of the few foods that address both the root and the symptom of leg weakness. They reduce the pain that stops you from moving, nourish the tissues that need to heal, and energize the muscles that need to grow. They offer a natural, sustainable solution that aligns perfectly with the needs of aging bodies. If your knees ache, your hips creak, or you feel a heaviness in your legs that keeps you from doing the things you love, this is a food you can't afford to ignore. Because every meal that includes fatty fish is a step away from inflammation, and a step towards strength, stability, and freedom. This everyday grain improves blood flow and boosts leg endurance. Among the many causes of weak legs in seniors, one often overlooked culprit is poor circulation. When blood flow to the lower body is compromised, your legs don't receive enough oxygen or nutrients to function properly, making them feel heavy, tired, or even numb after just a short walk. Over time, this can lead to chronic fatigue, cramps, and slower muscle recovery, especially after light exercise or standing for extended periods. That's why boosting circulation is so essential for maintaining leg endurance, and one surprisingly effective way to do that is by incorporating oats into your daily diet. This humble grain is far more than a breakfast staple. It's a cardiovascular powerhouse that promotes stronger, more energized legs from the inside out. Oats are rich in a type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which plays a critical role in reducing LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol that can build up in artery walls and restrict blood flow. When arteries narrow, especially in the legs, muscles don't get the oxygen they need to contract efficiently. This condition, known as peripheral artery disease, PAD, is more common in seniors and directly contributes to leg weakness, pain, and a condition called claudication, where walking even short distances can cause sharp discomfort. But according to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, consuming oats regularly helped lower cholesterol levels significantly and improved arterial flexibility, allowing blood to flow more freely through the body and into the limbs. In addition to lowering cholesterol, oats contain compounds called avenanthramides, which are unique to this grain and have powerful anti-inflammatory and vasodilatory properties. These compounds help relax blood vessels and reduce chronic inflammation in the vascular system, making it easier for oxygen-rich blood to reach the legs. Improved circulation means more energy, quicker muscle recovery, and greater stamina for daily activities. For seniors trying to regain confidence in their mobility, that's a game-changing benefit. The more efficiently your blood flows, the more capable your legs are of supporting your weight, keeping you balanced, and giving you the endurance to move without fear of fatigue or collapse. Another major advantage of oats is their steady, slow-burning energy. Unlike sugary cereals or pastries that cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, oats provide complex carbohydrates that fuel your muscles over a longer period. This consistent energy is vital for seniors who often experience dips in stamina or feel drained after even moderate activity. A bowl of oatmeal in the morning can provide the endurance needed to tackle the day without that mid-morning slump or afternoon crash that makes your legs feel weak and unsteady. Even better, pairing oats with a bit of protein, like eggs, milk, or nuts, further enhances muscle fuel and keeps your legs ready for action. Oats are also a strong source of magnesium, a mineral that many older adults unknowingly lack. Magnesium is crucial for muscle contraction, nerve function, and heart rhythm. A deficiency can cause muscle twitches, cramps, or even impaired blood flow, all of which contribute to weaker legs and slower reaction time. Just 1 cup of cooked oats delivers around 60 milligrams of magnesium, which supports healthy muscle coordination and helps reduce nighttime leg cramps that can interrupt sleep and recovery. For seniors looking for a natural way to reduce these disturbances, oats offer a simple and effective solution. Let's also not forget the role oats play in weight management. Carrying excess weight puts enormous strain on the knees, hips, and ankles, joints that are already vulnerable with age. The fiber in oats promotes fullness and reduces the likelihood of overeating, helping seniors maintain a healthy weight without strict diets or complicated meal plans. A healthy weight relieves pressure on the legs, making movement easier and reducing the risk of injury. And since fiber also supports digestive health, oats contribute to overall wellness in ways that reinforce consistent energy, which your legs desperately need to keep going strong. Preparing oats is incredibly easy and adaptable. Traditional rolled oats, steel-cut oats, or even quick oats can all be used to make a nourishing meal. You can top them with sliced bananas for extra potassium, mix in chia seeds for added omega-3s, or stir in cinnamon for blood sugar control. For those who prefer savory options, oats can also be cooked into grain bowls with spinach, mushrooms, and a poached egg for a hearty, nutrient-packed lunch or dinner. The goal is to make oats a regular part of your diet in a way that feels enjoyable and sustainable. Another important feature of oats is their ability to stabilize blood sugar. As we age, insulin sensitivity often declines, which can lead to blood sugar spikes and crashes that sap energy and impair muscle performance. The slow-digesting carbs in oats help keep glucose levels steady, providing a reliable fuel source for your muscles, especially during physical activity. Stable blood sugar also helps reduce systemic inflammation, another hidden factor in both joint pain and leg fatigue. By managing these levels through diet, seniors can improve not only leg strength and endurance but also overall health and vitality. Incorporating oats into your diet isn't about replacing other healthy foods. It's about enhancing the nutritional foundation that keeps your legs strong, resilient, and reliable. While no single food is a miracle cure, oats offer an impressive array of benefits that make them a cornerstone of any leg-strengthening plan. From boosting circulation and providing muscle energy to reducing inflammation and supporting heart health, this unassuming grain quietly supports some of the most essential systems responsible for mobility and balance. When you're looking for something simple, affordable, and deeply effective to help your legs feel stronger and last longer, don't overlook oats. This everyday grain delivers endurance where you need it most, making every step you take feel a little more confident, a little more stable, and a lot more powerful. The calcium-rich veggie that strengthens bones without causing constipation. When it comes to maintaining strong legs in older age, most people naturally think about muscles. But there's another critical structure that gets far less attention: your bones. Without strong bones to support your weight, even the most developed leg muscles can't keep you upright, steady, or protected from serious injury. And while calcium is vital for bone strength, the way seniors typically consume it, through dairy products or supplements, can sometimes create new problems, such as bloating, constipation, or poor absorption. That's why one of the smartest, most overlooked dietary choices for seniors with leg weakness is to eat more collard greens. This leafy green vegetable is one of the richest plant-based sources of calcium, and unlike some other sources, it's gentle on digestion, packed with bone-friendly co-nutrients, and incredibly versatile for aging bodies. 1 cup of cooked collard greens delivers approximately 270 milligrams of calcium, which is about a quarter of the daily requirement for older adults. Unlike spinach, which also contains calcium but is high in oxalates that block its absorption, collard greens are low in oxalates, meaning your body can actually use the calcium they contain. This is an important distinction, because many seniors eat what they believe to be high-calcium vegetables without realizing their bodies are barely absorbing the mineral. Calcium plays a central role in bone remodeling, which is the process of removing old bone and replacing it with new, stronger tissue. As we age, this process slows down, and without adequate calcium, bones become brittle, porous, and prone to fractures. By consistently including collard greens in your diet, you're giving your bones the raw materials they need to stay dense and resilient. But what truly sets collard greens apart isn't just the calcium. It's the combination of nutrients that make calcium work more effectively in the body. Collard greens are a strong source of vitamin K, which is essential for the activation of osteocalcin, a protein that helps bind calcium to the bone matrix. In simpler terms, vitamin K helps glue the calcium into your bones where it belongs. Seniors who are low in vitamin K are at higher risk for osteoporosis and fractures, even if they consume plenty of calcium. Collard greens also contain magnesium, which works hand in hand with calcium to maintain bone integrity and muscle relaxation. Without enough magnesium, calcium can accumulate in the wrong places, like blood vessels or kidneys, rather than being deposited into the skeleton. This delicate balance is why getting calcium from whole foods like collard greens is safer and more effective than relying solely on pills or fortified products. Collard greens also offer anti-inflammatory compounds like sulforaphane and chlorophyll, which help reduce the low-grade inflammation that can contribute to both bone and muscle loss. Chronic inflammation not only weakens bone tissue but also impairs the regeneration of leg muscles, making your limbs feel more fragile over time. These antioxidants combat oxidative stress in the joints and help preserve the soft tissues around the knees, hips, and ankles, which are crucial for maintaining stability and absorbing impact when walking or climbing stairs. Including greens regularly in your meals helps nourish these structures from the inside out. Another key advantage of collard greens is their digestive ease. Many calcium-rich foods, particularly dairy or certain supplements, can cause constipation in older adults due to a lack of fiber or the way calcium interacts with the digestive tract. Collard greens, by contrast, are naturally high in fiber, which helps regulate bowel movements and supports a healthy gut microbiome. This is particularly important because poor gut health can reduce nutrient absorption, including critical minerals like calcium and magnesium. The gentle fiber in collard greens ensures that you not only get your calcium but also digest it comfortably, something that can't be said for every supplement or fortified cereal. Seniors concerned about taste or texture can find plenty of ways to make collard greens more palatable and easy to incorporate. They can be lightly sautéed with garlic and olive oil, slowly simmered with herbs for tenderness, or chopped into soups and stews for added depth. Unlike some bitter greens, collard greens have a mild, earthy flavor that blends well with both savory and tangy ingredients. And when paired with a small amount of healthy fat, like olive oil or avocado, their fat-soluble vitamins, such as A and K, become even easier for the body to absorb. Some may worry that non-dairy calcium sources aren't sufficient, but research strongly supports the efficacy of plant-based options like collard greens. A large cohort study from the University of Oxford found that individuals who consumed leafy green vegetables daily had a significantly lower risk of bone fractures, even when controlling for other lifestyle factors. These benefits were particularly pronounced in older adults, suggesting that diet plays an even more critical role in maintaining skeletal health later in life. For seniors who are lactose intolerant, sensitive to dairy, or simply looking for a more holistic way to support their bones, collard greens are a smart and sustainable option. More than just bone strength, the calcium and cofactors in collard greens contribute to better balance, faster reflexes, and more confident movement. Bones that are strong and well supported reduce the risk of sudden breaks from unexpected falls. And by strengthening the framework underneath your muscles, you allow those muscles to work more efficiently and safely. It's the kind of quiet, foundational support that may not feel dramatic in the moment, but over time, it builds a stronger, more stable you. At a time when bone fractures are one of the leading causes of hospitalization and loss of independence in seniors, taking steps to reinforce your skeletal system is not just wise, it's essential. And you don't need expensive treatments, injections, or synthetic supplements to do it. Sometimes, the most powerful remedies are found in the most unassuming places, like a leafy greenside dish on your plate. Collard greens offer strength without side effects, support without strain, and nourishment without compromise.